Hello everybody and welcome back to... I almost said the Lobotomy Corporation. The Library of Ruina. This isn't the corporation. That's not right. Alright, but you know what is right? In this episode, I think that it's time we go through a couple more of our mods, obviously, that are on this screen, rather than general invitations or ones that are on the library screen. So, I'm gonna pick at random. By the way, City of Drama, we're gonna do that. Not yet, but we're gonna do it. I'm pretty sure that's going to take an entire episode all on its own. So, let us see. What looks juicy? I believe this one is, not the one I thought it was. I actually thought that was the reception of the head, which is one that I do intend to do soon, but I'm a little nervous on how hard it might be. But then again, a lot of them have been hard as of late. Wait a minute. Is that better? Can you hear the game better? Probably. We're gonna do this one. Yeah, this one, it looks exciting. I believe this is the Yay Miko reception? It's all about smoke? Pretty sure. Oh, would you look at that? I was correct. Okay, let's see.
Everyone, come here. Finally, I've gotten something incredible.
What's so great that we need to rush our repairs? President Yay, if it's some dull scrap iron again, I'll get mad. Do you hear me?
Don't worry, I got this from an old friend. It's an invitation to the library. Recently, there's been a rumor flying around of technology that allows a person to fight with weaponry born from one's mind. And this single piece of paper could let us see that. Isn't that wonderful?
Really, we don't need to listen to any more rumors, boss. It's so fishy. Why? Technology that uses one's mind sounds tempting, but should we be going to unknown places? It's a lie, isn't it? I already told you I'm going to get really mad. Really, you've got to be nuts.
I'm being honest. You've all heard about that rumor. Aren't you all itching to find out? Aren't your hearts throbbing? As for me, I'm going to the library at once. You can come if you'd like, but only the early bird will catch the worm.
I'm going too. I'm going as well.
Ha ha ha! What fun!
These guys may have some screws loose. They come from a trustworthy workshop.
Aren't workshops just providing weapons to fixers? Why are they armed?
Well, it's a pretty complex situation. Some companies have a customer application test, which normally involves a fight. And the ones who are most familiar with the weapons are their makers. It's expected for them to be of a decent grade.
So it seems. I'll greet the guests.
It smells like books and dust. Also, I can smell the scent of blood.
To be precise, it smells like places where blood was splattered by spilled guts.
President Yay, look.
Greetings, dear guests. I am...
Huh? Isn't that different from the rumor? I heard the pale librarian was a machine.
A human? No, wait. It's like a mixture of both, isn't it? Ha 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 ha!
Please enter through that entrance over there. Goodbye.
Wow, that was fast.
Why did she get angry? She's a machine.
There's no point in thinking about it. Let's go for some light exercise.
I see how it is. Someone smells like smoke and suddenly they're lesser people. Yay's page. Ranged. Interesting. Madness. Smoke. At the start of the scene, if this character has 4+ smoke, gain 1 strength, 1 endurance, 1 quick, I'm assuming that's haste, 3 fragile, and 3 stagger. Vulnerable. If this character has 7+ smoke, gain 2 strength, 2 endurance, 2 haste, 5 fragile, and 5 stagger vulnerable instead. Smoke amplifies damage. At the end of the scene, if the character has 8 or more, gain 1 strength, and if they have 10 or more... Now, 10 or more, I don't think you can have more than 10. I don't even think that there's a mod that lets you have more than 10, but regardless... Deal +3 with attacks. When staggered, fully recover from stagger, and fully recover stagger resist. Test run. Trial product. If user has 7+ smoke, restore 3 light. On hit, if opponent has 5+ smoke, draw a page. Smoke blow, gain 3 smoke, restore 1 light, inflict 3 smoke. Smoke smash. If user has 9+ smoke, all dice on this page gain +2 power. On hit, inflict 2 smoke. Smoke prick, obviously, it inflicts smoke, and you actually gain 1 smoke. I have
an idea.
On use, inflict 5 smoke to all characters. That's an interesting one for a smoke floor. On hit, if opponent has 5+ smoke, inflict 1 paralysis. Field mods, lower the cost of all pages in hand by 1. Exhale smoke. Gain 8 smoke on hit, inflict 3 smoke. If target is 5+, inflict 3 paralysis as well. Manny. Finesse. Boost dice power of combat pages containing smoke by +1. Increase the amount of smoke gained by +1. Puffy Broom. They do more damage. Gain 1 strength. Deal 3 extra. And when staggered, recover. Overheating. Gain 1 strength, gain 2 haste, and 1 strength next scene. On clash lose, take damage, and take damage. Okay. Fair enough. Smoke Screen. Defensive dice power +1. At the end of the scene, if the character has 10+ smoke, boost defensive dice power by +2 instead. And then gain 1 strength, 3, and stagger. Recover. Dust Explosion. All defensive dice gain +2 power. If user has 5+ smoke, all dice also gain +1 power. On clash win, add +2 to the next die. On hit, inflict 3 burn. And on clash win, with the defensive counter die, inflict 2 burn. And then for the leaflet workshop, pretty simple. Nothing that seems too terribly new.
Ready for the experiment?
Good supplies, good output. Yeah, I think it's all fine. Suddenly it's a real deal, but there's no use of being scared, right?
Well then, I think it's time we see what we can do. We're bringing out this floor again, and this time, it's gonna be better. We're gonna do well. A lot of them are going for her. Here's what we're gonna do. You ready? You're gonna like this. Pincer movement on Smoke Blow. And then, multi-slash, right there. We win 300 million% of the time. Then, you know what we're gonna do after that? Well, let me tell you. We're gonna go for Baleful Brand. Nope, that's gonna be a loss. It's gonna be a loss, but we can inflict erosion. Now that is a juicy one. Baleful Brand. Let's see. We do have a couple unities. Not as much as I'd like, though, so we're just gonna hold on to that. Bayonet Skirmish should be alright. Special Pistol. We don't have any... we do have 2 ammo right now. Anything we can potentially counter with this? You know what? We'll just take the damage on him. That's okay. And then... Alright, let's see how we do. Full salvo. I shoot you with my baton. Multi-slash wins 100% of the time, as we see. Baleful Brand, obviously we're losing that, but now, erosion. E for erosion. E. Gain some endurance, deal some damage. Okay, Smoke Blow is going to do a little bit of damage. Somber Etiquette, actually, it had a chance there, actually. Easiest wins of my life. Smoke Blow, that is okay. They're all powering up at an alarming rate, but it shouldn't be too much of a problem for people as skilled as us. Ow. Even if they are doing additional damage, we have the power of a unified floor. That being said, Laughing Powder could be very useful right about now. You know what? Actually, wouldn't it make sense if Netzak would... Not that he smokes, but wouldn't it make sense if this was a smoke floor? Now that I'm thinking about it, like a smoke/Unity floor. Oh, buddy, I think I just thought of something great. Obviously, well, we don't have the stuff for it right now, but in the future, it'll be something great. All right, this is gonna be a good turn. Here we go. Guaranteed Clash. Clash of Blades goes fine for us. Vigilant Observation. We don't actually win that. That kind of sucks. Unity. Hope. That is going to double the effectiveness of all of our Unity pages, including giving us an extra +2 power and 2 additional slash die. You'll love to see it. Unity Coordination. Voracious for knowledge. Shockwave, because it's really good. I told you the power of Unity is something not to be trifled with. I'm gonna reroll. You know what? Elation on you. I think it's time to get elated. It's time to be very... Actually, planning ahead. Upon using in speed die and a copy on the page, target gain field commanding. Could be good. We actually have some special ammo. I'm gonna go for special pistol. Unity. Oh, Alright, that's fine. The Unity. You do not know what to do against someone of our skill and stature. Nice. Wow, that was a disgusting pincer attack. That was so good. I'm pretty sure it put on Sink into Misery. I'm pretty sure that's what just happened there. Okay, clash, and we immediately lose. That's fine. Unity, bolster with the blade unlocked. Somber Etiquette. Okay. All allies recover health. You know what? That'll be good just in case it goes bad. We'll also go for Da Capo. Why Da Capo? Because I am Da Capo of this floor. And you will not take that away from me, no matter what you say or do. Say goodnight to the Leaflet Workshop. First, we show them the movements of our song. And then, we show them the distorted blade! Wow, did they all block that? Are you serious? Okay. Fair enough. You can't block it all! Oh, wow, but you can block half of it. Okay. Fair enough. Alright, fine. I guess you're still holding in there, then. Good thing we got that health recovery. Alright, fine. Fine. Then I will show you. Why is this not working? Ammo supply. Do we not have ammo supply? Or, no, it's you. Yeah, ammo supply. What? Oh, we're supposed to use it. Okay, fair enough. We don't have enough light. So, I'm going to go for Book of Light, go for Iron Wall, Will of the City, and then we'll go for a multi-slash. Hopefully that gets through. Then what we're going... Actually, do we have any... Don't have a Unity this turn, but that's okay. We're going to go for that. Go for a counter, even though it's not going to do a whole lot right now. And then we'll go for Somber Etiquette, which will prep us for next turn. Just in case, you never know. Okay, restore some light. Block. Almost blocked it all. Get some damage in. That extra 1 strength is really working against us right now. A little bit unfortunate, but we definitely win this turn. That health recovery came in way more clutch than I would have thought it would. You know what? Let's just go for all of the Unity. Let's show them what real teamwork looks like. I think that's all we have. We don't have enough for Unity Hope, but we can go for Unity Happiness, and then we'll go for Unity Bolster. And there is no world in which you survive all of that Unity. Nice job. NetSax Force still needs help. I can't believe it. Okay, hang on. I think I really, really do think I'm on to something, though. Also, it just now occurred to me we should have been spreading buffs with Distorted Jan's page, but that's okay. We'll just ignore that. That's totally not important. I think this floor, well, first of all, being a Unity floor, amazing. Has worked out for it 100% of the time. Issue, it needs something else. And right now, it's a little bit disjointed, so what I'm thinking, what if we actually make it a smoke floor? Right? Netzak likes the droogs. He likes droogs. Yeah. Let's start to get high on our own supply.
They didn't mind looking at their friends as corpses. What kind of people were those fixers?
No fixer's the same. Some can't look away from their colleagues' death, while others act as if they never existed in the first place.
Roland, what type of fixer are you?
Well, you know, I don't know. I'm bad at looking at myself from an objective point of view. You know, yeah, it's whatever.
I see.
Just like terrible at hiding it. He's just like, you know, if someone killed my colleague, I'd probably hunt him down to the ends of the earth. Hey!
This way. The entrance to the sewer is just up ahead. Quick, get in here. We're going to burrow underground to shake them off, while the third wave of sweepers are still making their advance.
Team Captain, just who are they? What are we doing in the first place? Are we really dealing with those robins up in the sky?
Are you really breaking down on me right now? Hold on. It's just over there. Hurry up. We managed to escape the calling of the ravens. We didn't make it this far just to die at the hands of those other birds.
Locate the experiment target. Perform a dive landing immediately.
We're not going to make it. Get out of the way!
That robin in the sky is burning. Oh, the stars are falling. Extermination progress advanced significantly. Remaining extermination targets. 1. Proceeding to next target.
As if I'll let you. Man, this feels disgusting. How long has it been since I had to use such a crude weapon to kill someone? But it's not like using it to deal with some stupid machine. Wearing skin is within the grounds of murder, is it? Am I really going to die here too? Escape seems hopeless when you're dealing with a bunch of enemies that can fly. Even if it's just me, I should be able to sell everything I know about the Ravens to W Corp once I make it to their nest. Those ungrateful little brats. Not only did they jump over to the Phoenix's side, but now they're also looking to get rid of us. Locate the extermination target. Perform a dive landing immediately. Locate the extermination target. Perform a dive landing immediately in the form of a pincer attack. Is this the end? The target has ceased activity. Commencing search for any remaining survivors. Command, search. Start alerting the perimeter. No life signs found in the living creatures. No life signs found in the living creatures. All assigned teams, oh my god, why am I struggling so much with this? All assigned team leaders are together.
Good work, everyone. I have received all your consciousness reports, and the mission still appears to have been a success despite everything. Though it looks like the enemy was stronger than we initially thought this time around. What are the casualties suffered by each team?
Oh, well, I was definitely doing the wrong voice, I can tell you that much, but oh well. Oh.
Do I back out of it and change their voice now?
Nah. Command error. Battle damage statistics are not included in the available procedures designated by the Master. View post-mortem statistics.
No, that won't be necessary. I think I can sense it. A number of our channels from our network of thoughts have been severed just now. It would be better if we begin preparations for the cremation of your comrades' bodies here first. Please make sure to confirm their statuses before cremating them.
Command. Confirmation. No life signs detected. Command. Cremation. Equipment removal procedure in progress. Cremation range has been set, initializing a preheating process. Increasing celestial energy input range. The current rate is 1.774 PeB per second. Equipment removal procedures complete. Non-abandoned objects within cremation range are to be excluded.
To all my sisters who died here so courageously, and to the innocent reindeers, I'm sorry. May every one of you have a good night's sleep.
Delta 314, calling team's leader Jasper. I repeat, Delta 314, calling team's leader Jasper. This is the 44th generation Jasper. Did the scout team find anything? A consciousness report of Sigma priority has been sent to team's leader Jasper. Please check it post-haste. Sigma priority? Is it that urgent? Well, better check it now before it's too late. Over. All known information concerning the crying children has been... Oh my god! Seriously, what is with it? Error. All known information concerning the crying children has been reported. So, in other words, your team's mission to track down the crying children failed? The target was taken away by yesterday's promise in the blink of an eye. All team members lost track of their positions. The blue reverberation and the 8 o'clock surface were also there to stop us. I'm very sorry, Master.
Yes, it looks like you know how to apologize, but what use is there in apologizing? Do you really think that uttering some apology is going to lead us right to the crying children's doorstep? Will an apology reveal the reasoning for its distortion? No. No apology makes up for any failure. Not only did you fail to track down the crying children, but you also didn't even obtain anything remotely useful about the yesterday's premise. This was all due to your incompetence in the end. You simply failed to grasp what was such an important opportunity. Our Delta team is willing to pay any price to compensate the Master for our failures. We humbly ask the Master for our next assignment. Only actions can prove one's worth. Words are so feeble and pale in comparison. Let's give you one last chance. It won't be long before you receive your next task, so be prepared. If this ends up being a blunder like the last time, then I'll have you all be on standby for cremation. But before that, notify Team's Leader Jasper at Sigma Priority that I want to see her in person. Understood, Master. It will be done.
Master wants to see me in person, but I was just there this afternoon. Life
is short, and every second counts. We highly suggest of you to please act decisively.
Of course I understand. I can understand everything all of you understand. To keep things brief, Omega Team, please return to patrol mode after completing the cremation procedure.
Command, patrol, added to the end of the queue.
And please look after yourselves.
Oh my god, she's so tiny. That is not what I was expecting.
Who is it now? Come in and stop wasting time.
Well then, if you would excuse me, Master.
Oh! What do you mean by excuse me? You're the Jasper I chose out of tens of thousands. So you're supposed to be by my side all the time, right?
But even so, I'm still nowhere as good as the real Jasper.
Hey, are you still thinking about how you don't deserve your name again, despite the fact that I was the one who personally gave it to you?
No, there can't be any fault in the Master's insight. It's just that I have I not already serviced it today? Master's body, I mean.
I want to be with you again tonight. Oh god. Man, this voice is really unfitting. I thought it was good. Yeah, whatever. Too late now. Actually, can you even understand what I'm saying? Am I... am I speaking clearly enough for you? Maybe I should speak a bit more clearly, actually. Because the whole muffled under a mask thing, I don't know if it's really working, but whatever. Whatever. You probably understand what I'm saying, right? Yeah, you're smart. You've got great hearing. You've got some good ears on you, so... Where was I? Oh, right. I want to be with you again tonight, under the starry sky of the city. Can't I, my lovely Jasper?
That's not what I meant. But as long as the Master wants it, then...
Uh-huh, that's right. My Jasper should be obedient.
She's so little.
But, well, I wanted to see you for something else this time. And guess what?
Oh, almost did the wrong voice.
Something else? The next executive meeting should be approaching. I assume the higher-ups have a new task for us?
Correct. Our corp has landed itself in quite some big trouble. And now the fourth pack is being slaughtered by the ravens. The other packs are also unable to function at their peak due to the energy shortage. So most of the important tasks at hand have been handed over to our phoenixes for now. No. The Umbral Legion.
The fourth pack is being slaughtered. Then, that must mean their mission to retrieve the books of the library failed.
That's right. By the way, the information on R-Corp Singularity was left inside the library. So now those insidious and incompetent people from above have finally agreed to have you guys step in. And it looks like they're finally starting to resort to whatever it takes. It's going to be as they feared. We should be able to monopolize most of the R-Corp's military power for ourselves after we're done with this.
Then, that must mean our mission this time would be to go to the library and retrieve the books there, right? However, our current celestial energy reserves are not abundant right now, and well, it's already been stretched even thinner just for staff augmentation recently. The library is now a star of the city. Even the southern branch of Liu Association and the fourth pack dispatched there were apparently no match for it. The sudden closure of the Spectrum Workshop and Cold Rain Workshop also led...
Huh! Now, how did you know we killed the Cold Rain Workshop? That's interesting right there.
Also led to a lack of maintenance on our equipment. If we continue to suffer any further losses in our numbers, I'm afraid...
Jasper, this is my order.
Understood. I shall obey the Master's orders.
Besides, apart from the mission objectives, there's a certain book among us, the ones that proposed by the library, which has certainly piqued my interest.
The Book of Zhao. Or, as some people have told me, Shao. There is... Perhaps it is just how I speak, but there is no SH. It is an X. So, in my mind, that is Zhao, not Shao. But, you know, I am, of course, mistaken, because I speak strange. I've heard about her in a consciousness report just now. Could she be the Section 1 director of the Liu Association Southern Branch?
That's right. I doubt she would be involved with any of the R-Corp's top management if we take her character into account. It appears this invitation was more of a bait for me than it was for R-Corp's top dogs. As you now know, I have one thing that needs to be done, so just try to pretend this is all for my sake, okay?
Then, if it's for Master, I understand. I have no objections.
Nevertheless, I am not one to advocate for unnecessary losses. The first step in our plan is to send a Delta scouting team there, so that they can send us a number of reports about everything they were able to gather from the library. This strategy would incur at least... Wait a minute. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm struggling now. This strategy would incur the least amount of losses while also netting us highly valuable information about that place.
Sending only a team of scouts. You're not going to dispatch a team of executioners with them?
The strength of the library is bottomless. We can't just hand over our main forces to them right off the bat. In addition to that, we have to measure how worthwhile the contents of Zhao's book will be.
But in that case, the entire scouting team will...
Jasper, do you still think there is something wrong with how I make my decisions?
No, I have no objections. I will immediately convey this task to the Delta team. Jasper, you used to be the only person who supported me in this vast universe. Why are you suddenly acting like this?
Dang! What the heck did I just watch? You're telling me the captain of this famous Phoenix team is just some petulant child?
How much do you know about them, Roland? Tell me everything.
I really don't have any idea on what's going on right now. Everything about them has always been so shrouded. Oh, as far as I know, the 6-pack fills up the role of our Corp's Spec Ops units. They seem to specialize in handling the stuff their more conventional troops normally can't. It's said that there used to be a bunch of teams, each responsible for all sorts of specific tasks. But the more specific ones are usually kept a secret by our Corp themselves. The only ones I'm somewhat familiar with is the Robin team, who all excel in high-altitude combat. I sometimes saw them flying over the city like those migratory birds when I was a child. I heard later on they accomplished something big and had their name changed to Phoenixes or something. As for how they went from Phoenixes to a legion of identical clones, I got nothing.
Clones. In other words, they are beings who can move freely in the city, as beings who violate the Artificial Intelligence Ethics Amendment.
Huh. You still care about that even though you're already so close to becoming human?
No, I only wanted to clarify something. This may be one of the key clues to my attainment of the Absolute Book. There are other individuals who possess the same desires and emotions as I do, so why would the head be willing to make an exception for them?
You shouldn't forget that this is the city, no? The head has the final say in everything that goes. The only reason the head hasn't done anything about it yet is if they think it doesn't violate their taboos.
Doesn't violate. Forget it. There's no point in blindly guessing like this without the sufficient knowledge. Now, please give some priority on receiving our guests.
Arrived at the target location. Begin environmental survey. The specific composition of the building materials could not be analyzed. Begin surface recognition. Abnormal vibrations in the space-time have been detected. Entering alert.
Dear guests, welcome. I am Angela, the director and librarian of my role's namesake.
Suspected organic tissue detected. Beginning analysis. Organic components of the target's body account for about 74.285%. Inorganic components account for about 12.480%. Remaining components are unknown. End of analysis. Target is quasi-human, not relevant to the mission objective.
The books you're in search for are within this library. Oh, wrong voice. Pass the trial ahead, and you will be rewarded with them. But
Mission update. Pass the trial. Agree to take the trial and gain permission to take it as soon as possible.
is your master really that important to you? Are you not aware that every single one of you is merely disposable fodder in her eyes? For what reason are you all willing to throw yourselves away just to please her?
The master is everything to us. Because we have nothing but our master. We were created by our master. If we cannot satisfy the master, then our existence will lose its meaning.
Even if you were all created by the same person for a certain purpose, you should not be deprived of the right to think for yourselves. Have you not thought about making your own choices even once? Are there any shackles binding you which you cannot break free from?
We have been thinking for a long termination of negotiations not related to the mission. Please lead us to the trial as soon as possible.
Alas, may you find your book in this place.
Huh. Delta, delta, delta. Lots of deltas. Are they... They are charge builds, so you know what we gotta do, right? That's not the right floor. It's a charge versus charge world. And, just so you know, we're charged up with coffee. Ha! That's what we're charged up with. That's why I have this coffee cup. It's a little pun, you see. Okay. Umbral Herald. Normal, normal, endured, normal, normal, endured. Umbral Herald. When target with command execute dies. Whoa. Gain a counter die, evade 4 to 8. Can store up to 30 charges at once. Whoa. Sufficient energy, gain 10 charges at the start of the act. Oh my god, that'd be so good for cheese. Astral Charge Inorganic Being. If you haven't gained charge using combat pages in the previous scene, gain 1 feeble and disarm at the start of the next scene. Yeah, that debuff will literally never do anything on Cheesed Floor. We're always gaining energy. Network of Thoughts. All allies with this passive ability rise emotion level together whenever one of them raises it. Huh? Phoenix Surgery. If this character has lost less than 30% of max HP this act, gain 1 strength and endurance at the start of each scene. When hit, inflict burn to the attacker. Whoa. Whoa, that is nutty. Stargaze. Restore 1 light and gain 3 charge. If user has at least 11 charge, draw 1 page. Ember Rekindle. Spend charge until the last digit of the stacks becomes 1. Recover 1 HP and stagger resist for every 1 charge spent. Draw 1 page for every 3 charge spent. On clash win, inflict 1 burn. On hit, inflict 1 burn. Cleansing Flame. Spend 4 charge to purge a positive status effect from the target and inflict the same stacks of burn. On hit, inflict Ignition. Priority of Purge. Starts with Strength, then Endurance, then Stagger Protection, then Protection. And then anything else. Let's see. Ignition. When taking burn damage at the end of the scene, also takes stagger damage equal to half of the burn damage. Huh. Okay. Crystalline Blade. Single use. On use, spend 4 charge to add 2 ice shards to hand. On hit, inflict 2 bind to target next scene and the scene after. So that must be the cold sun they were referring to. Starlight Diffraction. On use, gain 6 charge. All other allies gain 2 charge. 8 to 16, 4 to 8, 2 to 4, 1 to 2. Huh! Astral Resonance. If users' charge stacks have the same parity, odd or even, as the target's speed, all dice on this page gain +4 power. Wow, that's gimmicky. Okay. Yeah, we could probably make that work, and I don't think they're different. No, they're all the same. Okay. Charge versus charge, then. Let us see who's better. Or no. Let us see who's better. Oh, man, my cheesed voice is a little bit off. That's okay. I'm sure it won't be a problem.
We will complete the mission. The Herald of Umbra sees through everything. Begin disseminating consciousness report in real time. Umbral Herald, the order is to survey.
Well, I don't want anyone to die here, but you're the exception. Oh, really? You're starting with... Well, what if I told you I had a very small chance to counter it completely? Oh my god, you're going with it again. Okay, well, I can't counter that one. That's the easiest counter of our life. Into... Oh, pain. Pain awaits. You know what? Rebuilding Heart. Let's help everybody out, and then also gain some charge of our own. Rebuilding Heart once again. You know we had to do it to him. And then we can counter this. Easy. Maybe not. Spend... we don't really have charge to spend, so what we're going to do instead is we're going to bite and tear. pain. Oh! Ha ha! Oof! Ah! Oh! The pain I feel is immense! Oh, once I get past this first turn, you're gonna regret it. Ah! The power of the Ninja Bunny cannot be stopped. Rule of the city? Ah! Almost. Almost. Ow. Everyone is at very, very high charge now. We're all going to be buffed next turn. Courage. You know what? Courage on grapes. Let the inner lion out. Let your pain be felt.
Mass individual?
Spend charge, 5, 10, 15. Yeah, no, we do that. We do it 100% of the time. Value might be okay. We might also just get staggered. So, because of that, we're going to go for leap, end of the line, and then, let's see. Man, you got some big numbers, huh? Yeah, you do. Yeah, you got some big numbers. Sable termination? Nah, too early. Well, I guess we may as well just restore some of our stuff. And then we could also go for value. Boom. Okay, maybe not the best turn. Lightning speed! Wah, 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 wah. Stagger one of them. Bia, 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 bia. One more time now. Oh my god. Dude, grapes is insane. Something tells me grapes might actually be way too good for this floor. Even though he is a charge build, depending on what we get from Umbral Legion, we might replace it. Because as fun as it is to destroy literally everything with charge, he might be a little bit too strong. Just a little bit. The rest of the floor doesn't really get a chance to do what it wants to do. Although we do have a lot of like mass individual stuff. Oh, are you serious? We're not. Oh, we don't have enough. How about erase what remains? Yeah. Yeah. Scarlet termination. It looks like the Ravens won after all.
Roland, what were your thoughts on them?
Well, they're definitely still a long way ahead of resembling someone human, to say the least. They're like a group of dolls being toyed around with. The only thing they can really do is move towards their designated goal without a single shred of thought for the hindrances in front of them. If this somehow ends up being the case, then the head won't just sit back and ignore it. Prosthetics in the city are forbidden from imitating natural human body parts, or looking like one. Guessing that goes against artificial humans too. Maybe the logic to them is not really about being treated as genuine humans. Could be something else then?
They chose to abandon their will along with their emotions. Not one of them displayed even a tiny fraction of selfishness as well. Well, I say that, although one of them definitely did. While these are only my preliminary guesses, this is how I distinguish myself from them at the very least. They follow everything their master tells them to do. However, my goal of exacting my vengeance on that man is entirely of my own volition. But did I perhaps make the wrong choice? What would have happened if I had given up my own struggle at the beginning and became just like them?
What's right and what's wrong won't be enough to judge you at this point. Besides, is that really how you want to picture them? No matter how much you try to spin it, they're only a bunch of metal jars under the guise of a human body. After all, those goals are all still purely the playthings of that master of theirs in the end.
No, their bodies are the same as that of human beings. They are not what you would call machines. They somehow just gave up on any notion of thinking for themselves, and utterly took the accomplishing of their tasks their master gave as the reason for their existence. I once thought so too, a long time ago. I gave up on my own thoughts when I realized I couldn't put up any form of resistance. But I wasn't about to let up completely. All I could see back then was some cruel apparition standing before me. I could still somehow visualize it, even if I were to tightly shut my eyes. If I were to give up just like that, then who would be there to witness all the sacrifices everyone made? And who would be there to witness the lives of those who were left behind?
Well, we know about all that, Angela. Just try not to think about it so much. Their choices are theirs alone, and yours are yours alone. Paths you take have nothing to do with each other, and it's not like we're obligated to follow after what the others choose to do.
That said, I just have to find out what works for me through watching and reading the experiences of these people. Especially that leader of theirs they call Jasper. I want to understand the reasoning behind her not being casted out from the city. If I ever do get the chance, I'll have to read her book.
Yeah, just leave it to me. I'm gonna take good care of her. Well, if she does come to the library, that is.
Pack captains, I'd like to thank you all for coming here to attend this meeting. As we all know, our company is currently facing a period of distress. The majority of our other major departments will not be able to send any personnel to attend, other than me.
Hi, sorry, I'm turning my fan on. That's why there was a awkward pause, unless I edited it out. In which case, there was no pause, and I'm apologizing for no reason.
And for that reason, the 617th high-level meeting will be chaired by me alone. So please direct any questions you may have during the meeting to me. The purpose of this meeting is for us to personally hear all the reports prepared by each of the captains and leaders present here, and for me to formulate our next response plan. Before you speak, please carefully summarize the contents of each category accurately before presenting your statements. We are now racing against time, so, without further ado, let us please have the Ravens report the aftermath of the slaughter and disposal of the fourth pack.
Oh, is this Kuina?
Nope.
Well, I don't know who you are. Maybe you were in the Ravens and I just forgot, but the only two I really remember is Kuina and Karas.
Report. The fourth pack had a total of 15,000 animals. Report. The fourth pack had a total of 15,000 animals, all of which have now been slaughtered so far. All facilities formerly belonging to the fourth pack have now also come under the control of Raven Team 4. Most of the team members stationed there are currently on standby. All systems in the facilities were found to be still functioning properly after carrying out our initial inspection procedures. While the energy reserves there are still far too insufficient to start up the hatchery systems, the energy generated by the cremation of 15,000 corpses should prove to be sufficient for several operations in the future.
Well done. I knew the Ravens were the best when it comes to a bunch of mindless physical work. You guys know I can't go wrong with any of my proposals, right? The fourth pack now has lost all of its use. Therefore, I think there's no need for us to waste resources on them anymore. Wouldn't it be better to redirect all this precious energy on our brave and highly skilled ravens? Oh, wait, I almost forgot. The loss rate in your Raven's recent missions has surpassed the 50% mark. It seems that the energy you used to clone... It seems the energy used to clone you last time was made up at the expense of the members of the other teams. Sorry, that's really saddening.
Sixth pack. Please do not interrupt the Ravens' report. First warning.
Objection. Stop spouting nonsense. At least none of them died as someone who only knows how to hide behind the backs of others. Besides, you're clearly aware of the fact that carrying out slaughters is our job as Ravens, so don't bother sending any more of those toy soldier replicas of yours to get in our way. I thought it was a mistake on our part to let the last 300 reindeers escape, but I never imagined you would mislead us to the back streets of District 18 so you can mess around there during the night. Not only did the sixth pack have its entire herd replaced with walking chunks of replica meat, but now its captain is playing around with them like they're a bunch of toys. How dull.
What did you say about my lovely Jasper? Still got the guts to say that again.
Don't give me that look. All our leaders should be wearing their moonstones at all times. Unlike some poor silver-haired madwoman here who gets frightened at the sight of just a few tentacles. I'll reiterate what I said. Your so-called Jasper is simply the cutest girl in the world, my loving Master Corvus. Oh, pulling that dirty trick again.
Yep, this poor silver-haired madwoman really thought that a mere mass-produced broken pebble would be able to protect herself from me.
Stop this at once. The sixth pack, I will have you sent out of this room if you interrupt the meeting again. What's the point of all this infighting during such an important meeting, which could very well determine the fate of the company?
Following orders. Now please continue with the meeting.
Anyway, I was already aware of what the Ravens would report before the meeting. While what the Phoenixes did this time was inappropriate, no one has the right to investigate whatever happens during the night in the back streets. Given the urgency of the situation at hand, this incident will only be punished with a warning. If these violations ever repeat, they will be thoroughly discussed in the future.
Got it.
Understood. Raven Team 4 has no objections.
Which one's Captain 1? Which one are we guessing is Captain 1? Pink or brown? I'm guessing brown. 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 Ground beef!
It doesn't matter. The only thing that awaits the Phoenixes will be another slaughter if she keeps on harming the company's interest.
Quiet! Enough with this gossiping at the meeting.
Question. A previous captain of the Six Pack accidentally died during that mission when they went into the ruins. Is the investigation of that accident still going nowhere?
Seconded. There was no way that was an accident, right? How did some ordinary monster manage to kill even our most confidential and trained clones, too?
Objection! So what if it wasn't an accident? That's the reality in front of us right now. We have to rely on the sixth pack.
Who made this generation of bird-brained soldiers so self-sufficient in energy and equipment? They originally used to be a bunch of disposable fodder, so wouldn't it be better if we were to use them as such?
Stop, all of you. In any case, try to focus on the bigger picture here.
By the way, a little, question. How did the latest letter forwarded by our little ravens turn out? Specifically, the one asking A-Corp if our Umbral Legion violates the Artificial Intelligence Ethics Amendment.
A-Corp has already given its response in regard to the letter sent by the Ravens earlier. It's just that its contents is brief and doesn't exactly give an explanation for the answer they gave. Only the summary of the original text provided by A-Corp will read here to save time.
Let's see.
All existing individuals marked as an Umbral Herald belong to the Artificial Life Group as defined by the company and already are on the company's watch list. However, no individual within the group meets the criteria being designated as in intellectual life as defined by the company. Furthermore, all existing individuals that identify as a Umbral Herald are not recognized as copies of any existing human being as defined by the company. Furthermore, Umbral Heralds have not violated the death rate agreement with the company. In this regard, the company's final response to the investigation of this case is to not take any measures and continue with the observation.
Objection! How is this possible?
So, from now on, it looks like there won't be any more need for the Ravens to keep on pestering our Umbral Legion, then. Otherwise, a certain silver-haired crow here would have to wear those Type 4 emotional inhibitors every day, with such an angry and twisted look on her face.
Since A-Corp has already declared the six-pack as a subject of observation, it is not appropriate for R-Corp to intervene excessively at this time. The situation is urgent, so if there are no other questions, let us return to the matter at hand immediately.
Raven Team 4. No questions for now. Please continue with the meeting.
Then, the six-pack. Please report on the status of the investigation of the library. Keep in mind that the report must be free of any irrelevant drivel.
Report, for the sake of our corpse. In short, I, the captain of the six-pack, should announce a situation concerning the library, correct?
The master did say the meeting would be over soon, but it's been almost 4 or 5 hours. She hasn't been back for so long now. Could it be that she ran into the library all by herself? No. There was no consciousness report from anyone witnessing the master's departure. The investigation should be right here, in my hand, too. Or perhaps the master already knows that the invitation is with me.
Keep your eyes closed. Guess who it is?
Master? Master? Welcome back.
I'm back, Jasper. Jasper's body is just so warm all over.
The meeting, attending it must have been so stressful for you, Master, but you look so happy. Did any good news come out of it?
Well, it's not exactly what you would call good news. It's just that I humiliated the leader of the Ravens Team 4 in front of the top management, and it's got me in a pretty good mood.
Is that so? Since the Ravens also participated in the meeting, then does that mean the culling of the fourth pack has now concluded? Then, has the next course of action been set by the higher-ups?
That's right. The other remaining packs have already started making their moves. One pack is responsible for protecting the research teams going to various locations in order to activate initiate backup energy solutions, while another pack will be handling the investigation of all remaining L-Corp branches for any salvageable pieces of usable technologies found there. The others were merely assigned to deal with the conversion of the fourth pack corpses into usable energy, as well as to garrison any of the facilities that previously belonged to them. And, of course, our most lovely Umbral Legion will continue to be in charge of all matters related to the library. In addition to the recovery of R-Corp's books, the other books containing valuable knowledge about the singularities of both W-Corp and T-Corp will also play key roles towards winning this game.
So, do we have any idea what kind of power the library could be using?
Its power can only be described as something akin to psychonement. As the Ultramarine Escape said, it's the one thing I have always wanted to know more about. I have not yet disclosed this segment to the top, so all Umbral heralds ought to keep this information classified.
Understood. I shall relay the order immediately.
Zhao's book was also listed in the previous invitation. This basically confirms that the library is somewhat related to the concept of psychomants, since that book has nothing to do with R-Corp. If so, then the library probably has the answer I've been searching for all along.
Then, shall I ready the Omega team for an attack?
Well, start making preparations now. I'll have the Omega team go as soon as I receive another invitation. By the way, there is one more thing we have to be aware of about the library's power. You mentioned before that even though you received the consciousness reports from the Delta team sent to the library, you still weren't able to fully grasp the situation they were facing in the library through the network of thoughts, right?
Yes. Generally speaking, even if one's physical body were to die there, the fragments containing the memories and knowledge of that person will be retained in the form of a book. This is the first time experiencing being able to only read the emotions they felt. I'm very much sorry, Master.
Is that so? Then if you happen to die there, you're going to be turned into a book, and you're going to lose parts of your memory. If that's the case, I'll have you stay here this time. Just leave the upcoming attack to the Omega team.
Eh? But
what?
no, it's nothing. I will obey the Master's orders.
Well, that's a relief. I know what you're thinking of, but I can't have the special you taking any more risks. You have to learn to distinguish those who you deem the most worthy of receiving your efforts from the rest if you want to survive in this city. And now, what should I be protecting the most? Not the people who look like you, but you, my one and only Jasper.
The Master speaks true. I was being too short-sighted this time.
All right. I'm not blaming you for anything. Take it easy and get some rest. It just so happens to be the time for me to go and look through a certain device. So, just stay put until I get back.
A device? Is it a device intended to be used for the mission later?
No, it's a stargazing device. The brightest star Sirius can be seen in the skies of District 14 tonight. I think it'll still be a while before the operation, so I think I'm going to check it out with you tonight.
Stargazing? But I'm not very good at this.
It doesn't really matter as long as you can stay by my side. I can even teach you some things you're not familiar with. Speaking of which, does Jasper still remember what Sirius symbolizes?
Sirius, I suppose. Well, I don't remember much. Does it represent a faithful puppy?
Yeah. Jasper really is awesome.
Master? Is there something wrong?
No, nothing. I just remembered some insignificant events from the past. Anyway, I'll be right back. Be a good girl and wait for me.
Has she finally left? Prepared to depart for the library. I immediately made preparations right after I received the invitation because this is something very important. If we were to accomplish this crucial plan, then we will be able to go one step further one step towards becoming real human beings. I wonder if we could really change how the Master sees us, if we ever became human, and even successfully fulfill her objectives in the process. In any case, no matter how risky, as their team's leader, I can't just hide behind the backs of my other sisters. If it will at least stop the Master from having to suffer so needlessly, if it will at least make the Master show a sincere smile. Wait for me, Master. I'm going to make you say, "Awesome!" to me with a huge heartfelt smile next time. And I would be willing to pay any price in exchange for this.
Oh, wow. Looks like the invitation ended up in the hands of the team leader of theirs. I can really picture why this invitation could be such a convenient invention. No matter how many times I try to take a closer look at it, why not simply sell all this tech to the next L-Corp once all this is over?
Have I not already made myself clear before? I'm only borrowing the power of the invitations. I don't have full control over it. And this time, the invitation letter just happened to directly appear in her hands. That is to say, the library's will also considers her to be a key. But, as explicitly stated by A-Corp, it seems even that team's leader was not identified as a human clone. How exactly is the criteria for this defined?
At times like these, there's a certain phrase from the Black Tea Auntie that comes in handy. If that is what you say. If the head thinks it is, then it is. Conversely, isn't itself is also defined by the head.
Is that what she meant by those words? However, if the head really thinks about the interests of the city, and there must be a way of differentiating the two behind the scenes, which only they know. But it is clear that we are all created machines. We all have minds that know both pleasure as well as pain. And we are all slaves who can only follow instructions. We are obviously very similar, but that's only because I never see the light of day.
That team's leader seems to be on her way to the library. Yes, you'll finally get the answer to your question soon. How about this? If you really don't want to face her, how about I go say hello in your stead?
How much did you drink with Netzak today? How could you even think about saying you're going to greet the guests?
Yes, didn't we agree last time I'd take good care of her? And, I've somehow met Jasper before, so maybe I can help?
Please try to come up with more valid reasons if you're going to make excuses next time. Also, why did you never mention that you knew each other when I asked you last time?
I only met her in a trauma treatment session, so I really don't know her that well. I'm not even sure if this person is the one I know, okay? I mean, you clearly saw all those thousands of copies of her, right?
Psychological trauma? About what exactly?
Trying to dig into my scars? Who'd ever want to recall what their trauma was about? Well, I don't remember much about it. I don't know if it was the effect of the treatment or what.
A mental affliction that can easily be forgotten. Forget it. Now is not the time to dwell on such things. Get ready for the reception. I can lead them in by myself. Could this be the library? We can finally discover the secret to obtaining humanity, as long as we pass its test. How should I greet the people here later? Good afternoon. Hello? No. How are you? Welcome, dear guests. I am Angela, the director and librarian of my role's namesake. Oh, wow, you just... good afternoon. I'm the team's leader of the Umbral Heralds. My name is... yes, it's Jasper. Miss Angela, we received an invitation from the library to come and retrieve the books listed in this letter. But before we enter, can I ask a question first? Although the book should have all the answers the guests want. It doesn't matter if it's something you want to figure out before entering. That is... I heard that Miss Angela used to be a machine dubbed the Pale Librarian, but now she must be very close to becoming a human being, right? No offense. I don't feel disgusted or anything, but we're also looking for a way to become humans. We also want to become real human beings like you. Do you think it is possible for us as well? To become humans. You stand out from all the groups of guests who came here before. I can sense the presence of a large mass of light buried deep within your heart. We do not walk the same path, and my experiences cannot be of any relevance to you. But I do not think it's an impossible feat for you as well. Is that so? I understand. Thank you for your answer, Miss Angela. Well, I guess we have to go all out now if our success here means obtaining the answer towards obtaining humanity. Please lead us in, Miss Angela. Well, may you find your book in this place.
I'm glad you've both bonded. Welp! It's time to die! Actually, when's the last time we've legit brought out Tifrith? Like, not just for the 1v1s and whatnot, but actually brought her out. Well, I guess we got it. Alright, an Omega.
When a target command execute dies, gain a counter die. If not, gain charge. They all gain light. Okay, any new pages? Ember Rekindle. Forked Bolt. Add one split to hand. Can only be used as seen. Split allows to assign additional targets for this page. Whoa. 8 to 16, inflict a paralysis. And counter pierce. On hit, inflict one fragile next scene. Nebula Cannon. All allies spend 4 charge. All dice on this page gain +2 power for each ally that has spent charge. What? That's insane! Okay, yeah, fine, fair enough. On Clash Lose, destroy blunt dice on this page and take 20 stagger damage. So hang on, you can gain 2, 4, 6. You can gain +8 though. That's huge. On hit, destroy all of the opponent's dice and dice on another strongest page set on target speed die. What? Okay, that seems totally fine. Here we go. Nothing left to do but to face them. Well... this sucks. You know what? We'll do Unbeatable. Because she needs to lose clashes anyway to get empowered. Hee-Haw joins the performance. And Doodle-Doo joins the performance. Geez, you're going all out, huh? 8 to 12? Huh. We win that. 150 million% of the time. And then we win this. Easy, easy, easy. Stagger protection. Into... I kind of want more stagger protection. Yeah, stagger protection again. Try to avoid a stagger. Let's give 2 protection to you. 2 more protection. And now we just go for a simple hit and another simple hit. Now, what do we do on Tiff?
I think we go for the counter. 7 to 11? Or do we go for happiness? I think we go for happiness. And then we will go for love. Let's do this. Feel my joy. Ah. Okay, we lost 2. Pierce. Pierce their resolve. Overwhelming luster. Ha! Haha, big hits. Love. Ow, 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 ow. Good thing we got so much protection. I told you we win those 190 million% of the time. Ow. Just grow. We now have 2 performers. Ember Rekindle, we're burning just a little bit. I mean, technically, we could try and set up Exodia, right? Despair! Despair is just solid. It's like a really nice just-in-case thing. Yeah, they're probably going for the giant hits. Let's go for Courage. Courage. And then, you know what? Another Courage. Why not?
Courage. Be a good little doggy.
Alright, here we go. The sword that pierces. We're fine. Easiest wins of my life. Another joins the display. Oh my god, it's a Lux Laser. You think 1 Lux Laser will be enough? You will have to learn better. Actually, this would make so much sense for Jeffrey. Obviously, not the being a girl part, but Jeffrey's like the ultimate mage. So if he had on both Pluto and the freaking Lux Laser, that would be legit. Obviously, Jeffrey was replaced with Angela, but, you know, I could always bring him back, you know? Yeah, could be fine. Oh, weird. You can, like, see it split. That's kind of cool. You know what? Are we courageous? No, not yet. You know what, though? I'm still gonna try it. Mass individual, so we'll lose 1, but we should be good to go. And then we can go for unbeatable. Go for gleam. Justice. Might not win that, but that's okay. How's our glimmer looking? Up to 20. We could do a little better, I think. After we win some clashes, of course. Overwhelming luster. Should be easy enough. Sword sharpened with tears. And then we'll go for just some simple damage here. Oh, I wanted to go for Concierto. All 3 of us are performing, right? No, Hee-Haw is not. Hee-Haw is the... loses 10. You know what? Let's just try it anyway. Let's just go for it. Right? Like, what's the worst that's gonna happen? We die? I don't think so. Here we go. The bravery. That's at least 2 staggers. Oh, I'd still hit plenty. Big damage? Justice. Did you really think you could defeat the power of the magical girls? The Lux Laser! Ecstatic! Ecstatic! Let us be known. Nice. Hate. You know what? Why not? We probably have enough time, right? Probably. Concierto. Let us see. You think you can win against me? You're going to have to try harder than that. I'm just gonna make sure that we don't clash, and then we'll go for one of these. That should be enough. I think we got it. Concierto! Feel the musicians of Bremen. Time for part 2. Here's Jasper. Oh boy. Jasper's Heart. By the way, 360 health, 216 stagger resist, 3 to 6 speed. All allies prioritize to attack, combat, command, execute targets first. At the start of the scene... Wait, what? At the start of scene 1, 2, and 3, give 5... Oh, okay. At the start of scene 1, give 5 protection and stagger protection. At 2, 3. And at 3, 1. Okay. Whenever another ally dies, take 36 stagger damage. Take that ally's charge, light, and pages in hand and gain an additional speed die. Inorganic Ego. At the end of the scene before Rising Emotion, if it hasn't gained charge using a combat page's turn, destroy one random emotion. Whoa. ID Unleash. At the start of the reception, gain special red breakdown abnormality page command execute. At emotion level 3, gain the character's latest red breakdown abnormality page once more at the start of that scene after choosing abnormalities. Overheat. While the character has burn, offensive dice gain +1 power. Ha. Self-ignition. Restore 2 light, gain 2 charge, and 4 to 8 burn. And then inflict 2 burn. Stargaze. Ember Rekindle. Cleansing Flame. Spend 4 charge to purge a positive status. Okay, yeah. You've seen that one. Forked Bolt. Astral Resonance. Nebula Cannon. Deluxe Laser again. Command Starfall. Spend 20 charge to add Starfall Ultimatum to deck. 30 to 30. On hit, inflict ignition and 6 burn. Oh boy. Let's do this.
This time we have to win. For the Master and ourselves.
Single ally. When there is no marked for execution presence, mark random enemy. If there is a character with the Corvus Corax page, they can change the target. When hit, marked for execution takes 36% damage and attacker gains stagger damage. Huh. So they're forced to attack Kinsey right now. Ooh, I really wish I had some more counter die. Oh my god, you're already going for Starfall Ultimatum? I know it's single use, but I don't think we can beat that. No, I'm led to believe Kinsey might be dead. There's a small chance. And it certainly doesn't look good. Also, everybody has a ton of protection right now, so we're just going to go for a bunch of burn. And then we're going to gain some strength. Okay. And then... Wait. Courage. Wait, this is supposed to be courage. Whoops, I misclicked. Although we will still go for Gleam, just not there. Restore 1 light. Right here. Yep, restore 1 light. That'll give us more glimmer. Restore light again. And then... I think we can win that. Let's see. Stagger protection. Draw 2. Okay. Stagger protection, draw 2. Protection. And more protection. Okay, so she's at 6 protection and 6 stagger protection. Oh boy. We're gonna see if she can live, but I'm not feeling great about it. Especially with that ultimatum that's coming down. So, let's just see what we can do and try to get as much damage as we can. If we can finish one of them off, they all get inherently weaker. Okay, we lost 2 clashes. You will become staggered. Oh. Ah! There's a Lux Laser. Protection is doing very, very well for us. Okay. We're still actually cranking out some damage despite their protection. Ember Rekindle, that's a burn. The Chorus! Staggered. Okay. Additional bit of burn just in case she doesn't die, although it's looking very unlikely that she'll survive. Okay, Ember Rekindle. Has the meteor come down yet? Did the meteor ever come down, or did we manage to counter it? Because I don't actually think a meteor came down. We're not gonna do Wrath yet. We want to leave Wrath. Let's do Greed on Facey Randy. Blind Rage. More of a finisher, but that's okay. Oh boy, Facey Randy is... Wait, there's Command Starfall. Wait, what? I must have misread or something. Who do we have performing? We have enough performing. Oh boy. This is about to get real nasty. Then let us begin. This is gonna hurt. I think the only one who's gonna win the clash is Tifereth. No, wait! Everyone but one. Oh boy. Oh, you know, just a meteor. Yeah, whatever. That's totally fine. Luckily, we have the protection and stagger protection to where it wasn't too terrible. And we actually just had, like, the numbers to counter it. Uh-oh. Oh, was that a stagger? Yeah, we just lost our heads. Dang it. That's alright. We lost all our performers. That's what I meant by heads. Courage. Yeah. Ooh. Well, there's one. Okay. We still rolled pretty high. Oh, wait. I think the performers are cleansed at the end of the turn, not during the turn. Oh, that works out for us. Wrath. This might backfire. Gold Rush could be very good. Okay. He's... two of his attacks are not going in a very good spot. You know what? It's time for a road to gold. Let's do this. Mass Individual. And then I'm gonna try and get as much glimmer as I can. The more glimmer we have, the more power we have, essentially. Okay. Protection. Let's try and break that. And then let's break that. It could go for Chorus. Draw 2 pages, give 1 strength to all allies. Actually, yeah. That sounds pretty solid. And then we'll go for 1 Gleam before trying to win with Courage. Let's do it. Concierto! Oh, yeah! Road to gold! The sword. The happiness that crushes greed. The road to happiness. And the chorus. On the wrong person. Oh! Well, at least the road to happiness was found one way or another. Huh. Those storming dolls were just completely ruthless. They almost baked those crispy soul to... What? What am I saying? Hang on, wait a minute. Did I just have a stroke, or what the heck? Okay, hang on. Let's try that. Let's just try that again. Pretend you didn't hear a thing, Angela. Okay. Me. From the top. Huh. Those storming dolls were just completely ruthless. They almost baked those Krispies sold at District 23. And that team's leader of theirs, did she also just somehow borrow the power of the abnormalities? Only one of them, though.
Not quite. While it is indeed very similar to the power from the abnormalities, it is somewhat different from the ones you harness. So in other words, this form of power is something we haven't seen yet. Until now. It is not a complete ego or distortion, nor is it borrowing the power of an abnormality, nor can it be similar to the incomplete awakening form we saw from Zhao. This is more akin to having an ego of your own, yet only small traces of power can be seen from its remains. It cannot be fully manifested due to the presence of external forces and pressure.
A shattered ego. And does that mean a person's awakened ego might disappear eventually?
Ego is the manifestation of the mind. The process of change that comes with it is generally irreversible. Just like Gebura, her ego is rooted in the depths of her psyche, even though her body has been reshaped twice. The singularity of R-Corp seems to preserve one's memory and mind just as well. Unless there was some error in the cloning process, it should restore the user's ego too.
So the question is, what's wrong with it? Is this now going to be a game of waiting for the next batch of dolls that's going to burn, kill, and loot this place? Is it finally time for me to get a fireproof suit that covers my entire body now?
I can show you a set of them now, if you think it's necessary. What kind of look do you want?
Forget it. That's all I have to say. I should really go back to the black tea auntie and borrow a roll of bandages to wrap my body with next time. So, interestingly, it mentioned if we have the page of Beak Girl, I can't remember her name, then it will change. So I'm led to believe that there's going to be more to this mod. Alright, fine with me. So, I believe this episode's already a bit long, even though we haven't done too terribly much. Do we have time for one more? It'll be extra long if we do. Well... maybe we can fit one more, surely, right? One more? Yeah, one more. The Orb, Saint F. How? I don't even know what voice to give this thing. I guess...
Rami, we're home. We picked up some fresh brain fluid from the usual place to enjoy.
Welcome home, and thank you for the refill. Anything of note today? The usual syndicate scuffle, as you'd expect, but nothing more than that. We broke them up quickly, so we still made it to the shops in time.
We, you say?
Oh my god, I chose the most annoying voices for them. That's okay. That's alright. We keep going at it.
You were the only one who intimidated them at all. Not that I'm complaining about seeing your laser in action again. Ha ha.
I already forgot his voice. Unreal. Oh, that's what I get for doing the worst voices in history. You know what? We're improvising. I'm not doing that anymore.
I'm glad you still love seeing it, but we can talk more about on that front later. Ramiel, talk to us. You've been working all week on that little project of yours, and I think it's time you finally tell us what's up with it, especially as it appears to be complete.
As good an eye as ever, Leonid. Let us discuss this newest invention of mine. And no, Saint, it is not another simple gadget for your collection, although it will still be put in your hands.
Putting it in my hands, eh? Let's cut to the chase then. Tell us, Ramiel, what's on your mind?
I am sure you both remember the library.
Of course, the steadily growing scourge upon District L? L. So, District 12. Yes, I remember now.
Indeed. I assume you also recall the time we spent observing its growth, observing uncountable lives be lost to the clutches of those ethereal invitations.
Bah! Those invitations. How could I forget those things? They keep showing up on every doorstep except ours. The cowards.
Calm yourself. Saint, we have received one at last, but in truth, that was a week prior to now.
What? You didn't tell me? Us. Yes, us. But still, you didn't tell us. Why not?
I had no need to. No sane individual will dive into that monster-infested spire without proper preparation. That is why I have been gathering the most up-to-date intel from our friends in trustworthy places. Our friends at the local Liu Association station have informed me of the particular difficulties their allies experienced. Tales of human-like beings inheriting monstrous powers, unholy amalgamations of multiple beasts, power intertwining in order to create the most fearsome of foes.
That sounds new. It had been just a few monstery bits here and there, right? The library must have grown.
It appears so. The library has become a star of the city now. No doubt due to the feast of souls it has gorged itself with. However, that is where this invention of yours comes into play. Our countermeasure.
Oh, what are you suggesting, Ramiel?
The library appears to rely on those monstrous powers heavily. It can drain the powers of man, of course, but these mutations are its crux, altering and enhancing even a simple man's body into a horrific aberration. This is where my intel becomes interesting. Saint, do you remember your encounter with a certain woman so long ago?
Ah, you don't mean...
Yes, I do mean her. That red mist. The one who wielded the blade of flesh and tore apart 3 huge monsters in one fell swoop, as you put it.
Ha! Ha 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 ha! Yeah, I remember that. But what does that have to do with the library?
She is within it.
Come again.
My sources have warned me of her. She utilizes a power much the same as the other library denizens, one inexorably connected with those vile creatures that infest the human mind, one directly connected with accounts of her armor and weapon.
It is similar to the brain malfunction. Concept to the distortion phenomenon, by chance.
It appears so. Because of that, I confided with a few ateliers to devise a little tool.
This is the Advanced Exorcism Engine, and this is our ticket to exorcising the library.
Very complex. What is its purpose?
With each piece of a monster that those library pawns accumulate, the engine will react with a surge of mental energy. You see, we have 5 living minds within this device, each from a patient of imminent brain death.
You what?
Do not worry, Saint. I received the proper permissions from the relevant families, where they still existed. Our current working theory is that the mental energy produced by these minds will react with how these monsters persist. That is, melding external thoughts and traits into an existing host.
So I assume that means we can even the odds using this device?
Precisely. And when the thoughts of the enemy run wild, manifesting themselves, it will react explosively. In a figurative sense, of course. I would not dare to load our dear Saint with a bomb.
Ha 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 ha. I sure hope not. But you're loading me with it.
Correct. I have faith in your abilities, Saint. Of course, Leonid and I will still be there by your side.
As much as I dislike that you made such a decision on my part, Ramiel is right, Saint. We'll stick by you.
Ah, how touching. Well then, let's depart soon, perhaps.
Yes, however, we should first prepare ourselves, physically and mentally. Make sure your bodies are in prime condition, for I fear this will be a most bloody battle. And, of course, I would like to finish the brain fluid you brought me, so please do give me a few moments for that. So that's what they look like.
You've heard of them, then?
Yeah. Ugh. It'd be more surprising if I hadn't. They're a well-known bunch among the major syndicates. Apparently, a few fingers have tried to get them to join their ranks. They always decline, or so I hear.
Aren't most fingers quite retaliatory, though? Would they not try to remove them from the picture?
Well, this is all hearsay, so take it with a grain of salt. I never saw these guys myself, because I was working on the other side of the city. But from what I've heard, they're basically mascots in the back streets.
Mascots?
Yeah, weirdly enough. And not the cute and cuddly kind either, but apparently people just don't mess with them. Not for strength, because they've apparently been beaten a few times in all-out assaults against other humans. But their whole shtick is that they only kill who they deem to be monsters. They have this whole self-righteous deal about human life being precious, and they make a living by taking down threats in the outskirts and protecting people in the back streets when non-human threats pop up. Because they protect people without much reward for themselves, they end up making a lot of friends in high and low places.
That makes sense, I suppose. Now, non-human threats. That includes my case, then.
Seems like it. And it looks like they consider the other librarians inhuman, too, because of the whole abnormality influence stuff we use.
I may have to convince them otherwise.
Probably not gonna be easy by the looks of it. What they call that thing? The exorcism machine? It looks like they made up their minds enough to bring in the big guns. I'm honestly a little freaked out thinking what it could be capable of. I know we've dealt with some wild stuff, but they're coming in with a weapon designed specifically to work against us. You sure you're confident about this?
Of course. It won't be able to harm me. According to their explanation, it works based on the emotions of our librarians. As for those receiving them, I'm certain the library would not have brought them to us if we could not handle them.
If you say so, Mr. Hector. Just come back with your head still attached, alright? That way I can chop it off later. We're here. Double check your statuses.
All good on my end.
Same here.
Saint, is the engine running?
Yes, you've asked me that 7 times now, you know.
Apologies. I'm simply making sure that everything will go to plan.
Greetings, dear guests. I am Angela, the director and librarian of my roles. Namesake.
Hello, Pair Librarian. I would say it is a pleasure to meet you, but that would be a lie.
Hello, Miss Psychopathic Robot.
Good evening, Target.
Are you quite done?
Apologies for our perhaps rude conduct, though I believe you are the one more due to give those. Do you understand just how many lives you have taken?
I have a vague idea.
Of course, and I suppose you feel no remorse. I know you robots are programmed in that way very often, yes.
And to what are you implying,
I'm implying that you will never be welcome in this city. I can tell that you are gaining a similarity to humans. The skin gains color and the blood begins to boil. But you have never possessed a soul. I know your kin, and they have slain fathers, mothers, and children without a second thought. None with a soul could do so without pausing to think. But each and every construct we have destroyed has done just that. You are the same.
I've heard all I need of your blather. Meeting anyone's approval for my humanity, let alone yours, means little to me. I'm going to reach my goal regardless of who stands in my way. That includes you lot.
It has made up its mind, Ramiel. May I vaporize it? Yes. Capew! A paltry retreat. Come, brothers. Oh, Saint F apparently is male. Oh. Well, too late now. We shall tear down this unsightly tower. Let's go.
Yeah, let's go.
Alright. Ooh, 3-on-3. Okay. Ramiel. Ranged, speed 3. Okay. Electric terrain. At the end of the scene, all enemies take damage equal to twice their amount of paralysis, and all allies take damage equal to their paralysis. If this character is alive at the start of the scene, all allies gain +1 power against targets with paralysis. Oh boy. Deal +1 damage to targets with paralysis. Upon winning a clash against an enemy, inflict 1 paralysis to each other. Next scene. Oh, I see. Himself and the enemy. On a successful hit, remove a random non-paralysis status ailment on self. If no status ailments exist, instead gain 1 metallic. Positive charge. Prioritizes the target with the most paralysis, ignoring staggered targets. Battery core. Restore 1 light and inflict 1 paralysis to each other. If this rolls minimum, gain 1 haste next scene. Stormfront. Gain 3 strength, 3 paralysis, 1 feeble next scene. If this rolls minimum, gain 1 metallic. Let's see. Metallic. Can prevent X instances of non-paralysis status ailments from being applied to the character. A stack of this status is lost whenever a status ailment is blocked by this. Okay, so it's like Greta's thick skin or whatever it's called. Except it doesn't work against paralysis. Reroute power. Restore 5 light. Inflict 2 paralysis, 2 bind, and 1 feeble to self next scene. If this rolls minimum, gain 1 haste. If this rolls minimum, gain 1 metallic. Angel Engine. Draw 3 pages, gain 2 fragile, and 1 paralysis this scene. On Clash Lose, inflict 1 paralysis to each other. And if this rolls minimum, gain 1 metallic. Complete Circuit. If target has 3 or more paralysis, inflict an equal amount of paralysis to self this scene, and all dice on this page gain power equal to half the stacks of paralysis on self. On Clash Win, inflict 3 paralysis. On Clash Lose, inflict 1 paralysis to each other. On hit,
If target has 5 or more paralysis, recover HP equal to their stacks of paralysis and inflict 1 feeble and paralysis. Next scene. Okay. Leonid. Debilitate. The first successful hit each scene inflicts 1 feeble or disarm at random. If this hit is with a die of value 15 or greater, also apply 1 erosion, fragile, or paralysis this scene at random and deal 50% additional damage. Innervate. When a ranged combat page from this character loses a clash against a melee combat page, all dice on the opponent's page lose 1 power. If this character wins a clash after losing a clash with the above conditions, deal additional damage equal to half of this character's dice roll. Obliterate. For each enemy that is staggered at the start of the scene, add a special combat page to hand. Upon winning a clash, deal 2 additional damage. At the start of the scene, inflict 1 paralysis to all enemies. Battery Core, Stormfront, Reroute Powder, Angel Engine, Overload. If target has 3 or more paralysis, draw 2 pages. If target has 5 or more paralysis, recover HP equal to stacks of paralysis, inflict 1 feeble and paralysis. Next scene. Wow, paralysis is no longer sounding like a word. Vaporize. Inflict additional damage equal to half of the dice roll to all enemies. Huh. Saint F. The Advanced Exorcism Engine. When targeting a character with an abnormality page, gain +1 power for each abnormality page on the target. Gain +5 against targets who use ego pages in the scene. Per ego page they use, gain +2 power against the Red Mist while she has the ego manifested buff. When using a mass attack, checks all targets for these conditions. On death, this passive is transferred to a random living ally. So we should probably bring Red Mist, because it seems to be based around that, so may as well, right? Monster Hunter. When this character would take damage from a die of value 15 or greater, have that damage. If this character has paralysis at the end of the scene, restore 1 light, draw 1 page, and gain 1 metallic this scene. At the start of the scene, inflict 1 paralysis to all enemies. Battery Core, Reroute Powder, Angel Engine, Overload, EMP. Mass Individual, on use, inflict 1 paralysis to all enemies this scene. 5 to 8, inflict 2 bind next scene. Discharge. Inflict 1 paralysis and 2 feeble to self next scene. If this die rolled max, inflict 2 bind and 1 paralysis next scene. If this die rolled minimum, inflict 1 feeble and 2 paralysis next scene. And if this rolled minimum, gain 1 metallic. We should be fine with Roberto and Evonite, right? Yeah, this'll be fine.
It appears we meet again, Miss Red Mist.
It appears my fear was well-founded. So, this is her, Saint. I figured they'd have a unique dialogue. Okay, well, all of us have 3 paralysis from the get-go. So, let us see what we need to do. Stormfront. I think we can counter that with Upstanding Slash. And then we can also go for Spear, just to get some extra damage, although he is resistant to it. Yeah. We'll go for Blunt instead. Okay. I think we've got this. Set up the counter die. Let none remain standing. 14 to 18. If this rolled max... we can't use Blazing Strike yet. But we can use Rekindled Strike. And then we'll also go for Midsummer Heat, just to try and restore some of our stuff. Let's go! That's a cost reduction. Blocked! Upstanding Slash! Oh, the paralysis got to us. But the block! You can't stop the block! Ow. This paralysis is going to be a problem. The role of the wolf.
Let us begin the hunt.
Mass attack. Okay. And then vaporize. Go for onrush to try and counter vaporize. And then go for spear. Right there. Could go for... Actually, you know what? Waned Evertide. That should be good. Proseminui. And then we can go for... Zweihander should be relatively good. And then Sword Shield will help us in the future, even though they're not going for us now. Okay. Pretty easy to... Oh! Missed it by 1. You hate to see it. Dodged.
Burn away!
Ow! Counter die didn't quite work out for us. 6 paralysis will do that. Not enough to reduce the cost. Very upsetting. Let's see. We're actually just going to re-roll. I'm going to go for Claws of Savagery. Right here.
Let's do this.
Let's see what you're made of. This paralysis won't stop me forever.
Blazing strike!
Blocked! We blocked 1. Good counter. Good burn.
You hit me, but it only serves to weaken you further. Retribution!
Ow. Ah. We're fine.
The strength only grows.
Oh wow, he actually took it out for Claws of Savagery to be active. Woo! So I'm trying to spread out our ego pages, since that's kind of their whole gimmick. Debatable if it's working or not. I'm debating going for Great Split Vertical. Yeah, you know what? Let's go for Great Split Vertical, and then we'll, Upstanding Slash here, and we will go for Upstanding Slash here. Let's see. What can we counter this with? We can go for Retribution and hit there. And then we could go... Actually, they're not really going for him. We'll go for Opening Ceremony. I didn't even do anything on freaking... I thought he was staggered. God, I'm so not used to that effect. Gibber is almost down. Ah! Pretty big stagger damage. Oof. That's fine. Little bit of a misplay for me, but not the end of the world. Ruddled Welts on Robert. Mimicry. Ah, we lost the music. Okay, let's see how this one goes.
Scorching desperation. Burn away! Blocked! Rekindled strike.
And the shockwave. Hey, look. Ah, yes. Philip is good for one thing, making the enemies turn upon each other. Oh, we still have to kill it? Well, okay, fair enough. No, we're good. I like how it ends. Yeah, when it said, with the emphasis on the red mist, I thought it was only fitting that we brought this floor. Roland, I'd like to ask you something. Oh? What is it, Miss Director? What do you think of me? In terms of being inhuman. Many of those in the city seem to hold strong prejudice against machines and other non-human beings. So, I'm wondering what your stance is. You can be perfectly honest. I won't take offense. It's a bit of an awkward question. It probably depends on the circumstance for me, I think. I've heard there's a ton of robots in the outskirts that are just trying to live, and I can't hold anything against them since they're not hurting anyone. Heck, the head pretty much kicked them out of the city, so even if they were PO'd, I couldn't blame them. But there's also beings like blood fiends, you know, the Blood Red Knight, that tend to kill people pretty indiscriminately. It's easy to look at those situations and immediately go, that's terrible. At the same time, humans tend to do a lot of the same sickening stuff too. Killing is hardly abnormal in this city, so in the end, I guess it's a case-by-case thing. Just like with people. That's my stance.
I see. That's good to know.
Those guys made you think, huh?
Of course. I'm trying to become human after all, so it's important to truly learn how people consider humans differently from machines and stuff. Such. Words are difficult.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's definitely pretty hard to imagine being in your shoes with this sort of stuff. But I wouldn't concern yourself with it too much. Firstly, you're already almost to the point of becoming human. But also, you're already alright in my book, even without being human. Some dumb ruling about robots from the head or whoever else won't change that.
Thanks, Roland.
It's nothing, Miss Angela. Come on, let's go sort out these new books to distract ourselves, yeah? So I was thinking about it. After all, I did mention the whole grapes being extremely powerful thing. There's a part of me that's torn. You know, I like to min-max floors as much as I can. Obviously, I'm not the perfect build maker. I don't even claim to be. But it did dawn on me that every mod is built to withstand a different thing. You know what I mean? Like, some mods, for example, the Aeon mod, are built to go against Mio the strongest, power null, you have 100 million counter die, you're doing 50 million extra damage, they're geared for the builds that are actually unbeatable. Like, a build that is in fact so hard to beat that the only way to beat it is to essentially throw everything out the window. Give it a huge endurance test that just, any other build cannot beat. Whereas other mods are built around, for example, late Starve the City stuff. Where, or even late, or I guess early, Impuritas Civitas, where it's like, they're balanced around base game things. So it's kind of hard to find, and of course, you don't know what that mod is built around until you've actually gone in and done it. So it's kind of just clicked with me where I'm like, all of our builds are kind of falling under that same sort of deal, where obviously we build them as strong as we can to go against those mods that are teched to the teeth to counter the strongest of all builds. But then I also feel like it's kind of unfair to mods that are not prepared for that. For example, our floor of social sciences is extremely strong. Grapes is definitely the star player of the floor, but, Cheesed is half of what makes that happen because he's able to spread around so much free charge, and then Bong Bong is able to make stuff take more damage, Ivanko is able to just tank things into oblivion, Cozy is able to absolutely decimate low health enemies while getting them low. So it's like, it all works in unison. But, for example, if this floor were to go against something in early Star of the City, which, let's say, a mod is based around early Star of the City, this floor is going to win, and it's not even going to be a slight, remote challenge. So, I am sort of wondering if, like, what do we do about that? You know what I mean? Like, we could technically have some of our floors which are just base game, but then it also hurts some of the other floors which are using some base game things, and then they become even stronger, which for some mods is a bad thing, for some mods is totally fine. So it is kind of a weird spot that I've sort of noticed we're in, where some mods are absolutely destroyed, and other mods are so difficult that are sort of in between builds, where it's like, some are weaker than others because I'm trying to get as much variety in every build as possible, which makes us super weak to mods that require you to be as strong as possible, but still very strong against mods that want you to be vanilla. It is, it's kind of that weird thing where I'm just wondering what to do about that. I mean, I think where we are is relatively okay. We do smash some mods, but for the most part, there are some mods which are head scratchers, are very, very difficult, and of course there are still 2 mods which I was unable to beat because I haven't totally destroyed everybody's build just to make 5 of the most unstoppable characters you've ever seen, which is also a weakness of mine. I'd say a good reason that I think, for example, the AN mod or the Final Angels of Ruina mod are so unbeatable for me is because I'm never quite willing to just, for example, destroy Gebura's build so that one character can have, like, Purple Tear with Gebura, with Mio, with, something else that's really powerful, and that's just one character who's, like, basically unstoppable. And then in the second slot, we have Mega Mio, who's using triple R stuff to generate free energy, more charge, not energy, and it's just doing massive AoE, has a bunch of counter die, has infinite speed, so we're constantly benefiting from either Cold-Hearted Disposition or Feral Captain, both of which are very, very good on both Gebura and Ego Mio. So, I don't know. That is something I have thought about. I've never gone full meta with the floor, because I want every character in the library to be unique, to have that little flair to them. And, of course, we do change around builds, but I like to keep every build with sort of the same feel. Well, rather, every character with sort of the same feel. Like, for example, Myra has always been a smoke deck. Like, she always uses some form of smoke. And, that's just kind of what I've always stuck with. Or, like, for example, Kyle has always been something related to burn. Dave has always had something related to lifesteal. For a time, he was just flat a Pierce deck, but for the most part, there was still, like, that extra bit of lifesteal in there. Gregory Dallas, who's always just been a complete RNG, proc character who wants to have that high roll where, maybe he only does 1 damage, but then his procs make him do an extra 30 damage, 30 stagger damage, you know what I mean? So, like, every character just has that thing going for them. So, and then, in Sally's case, I've always wanted her to be a jack-of-all-trades character, where she's able to use Pierce, she's able to use Blunt, she's able to dodge, she's able to block, where, she's able to do it all, but a master of none. Does that make sense? So, I definitely think that is a weakness of mine, but I also think it's quote-quote a strength. that we've never gone full-on meta, because I'm aware if I just have someone with Purple Tear, the strongest, and Meow's Prowess, and then we put on both Purple Tear trinkets, no, not trinkets, battle symbols, and then we also put on Feral Captain, yeah, chances are we're probably going to blow through literally everything. I don't know if we're also able to have Blade unlocked, but if we are, Blade unlocked as well, that's an extra +3 dice power, and then a plus, you know, however many from Meow's Prowess, and then also Feral Captain is going off, and so it's like, you know, we could just go full-on meta, but I want everyone to have that little bit of uniqueness to them, and I also think going full meta like that, it's rare that you absolutely have to. Like, I didn't have to do it for Dog. I probably don't even have to do it for Angels of Ruina, considering how far we got into that. But, for example, the Aeon mod, you have to. So, it is... I know I'm rambling, I'm repeating myself a lot, but TLDR, it's hard to know what a mod is based around, where, you know, there is that fine line where it's like, it's still a challenge, but you're not gonna completely overpower it for using this mod, or using this page, or using these passives. So, that's just a little thought I had, where it'd probably make the game easier if I did just go full meta, and just sat on one floor that I deemed the strongest, but, you know, if I can help it, I won't do that. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and in the next one, what I think we're going to do, I think we still have maybe a tiny handful of general receptions, so we'll do whatever general receptions are remaining, and then I think we're going to do a very big mod. We're either going to do City of Drama. I don't know how big that is. That might take 2 episodes, because I know some mods are freaking gigantic. Or we will do the easy Reception of the Head. And later, we'll go do the hard mode Reception of the Head. That's what I'm thinking of right now. We'll see, but that's what I have in mind at the moment. So, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you
in the next one.
Bye.